What's going on? Welcome along to the Record Club, brought to you by Record Store Day, the official charts and National Album Day, and proudly in association with Bowers Wilkins. My name's Jess Iszatt, and we are excited to say that our guest this evening is AJ Tracey, chatting all about his new album, Don't Die Before You're Dead. If you have hung out with us here before, you will know that we're going to be spending the next half an hour or so talking to AJ all about the new record. And then we're going to be putting forward some of your questions about the album for him to answer. So if you want to get involved, drop us a question in the comments section. I'll be asking a selection of those in the second half of our chat. And on top of that, one lucky person who sends in a question today is going to be randomly selected to win a pair of Bowers Wilkins PX7 Season 2 over-ear noise-cancelling headphones. Don't miss out. Get your questions to us. And if you haven't already got yourself a physical copy of the album, like myself, we thoroughly recommend that you order one from your local record store once our chat is over. But first, let's get straight into this week's Record Club and say a big hello to AJ Tracey. How we doing?
What's going on? I'm good. How you
Yeah,
doing?
good. Your settings right now are looking pretty scenic, I can't lie.
I'm like on the side of the motorway somewhere, pulled
Oh,
over.
is it? You pulled over now.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah,
good. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. Just to make sure that the connection stays connecting. You get
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. Well, we can hear you loud and clear. And
Perfect.
also with the record as well, I mean, I've been loving it. I've been listening for the last however long, like on loop. Um,
Appreciate you.
we always start things here on the Record Club with a question from an amazing independent record store from across the UK. This week we have SQ from Thorn Records, and they're asking about the album artwork. So they said that the bandaged bunny that's on the front looks pretty scared of the four dragons that we have in the background.
Mhm.
Anyone who has their hands on a record already probably would have been eyeing this up already. They want to know who or what do those dragons represent to you?
Cool. So the cover on Laura, she's very talented. She's from New York, and she's just amazing. If you check her out on Instagram, she's got loads of like really cool, really like feel good, heartwarming comics. You know what I'm saying? Just like stories of really good morals in them. So she designed that cover and all the singles as well to go with it. It's basically me. That bunny is meant to be a representation of me running through London, and those dragons in the background are meant to be the trials and tribulations that you got to face. You know, just not as an artist, but just in life as a human. So, you know, I'm chasing the stars because you know there's always something to look forward to. That's basically the moral of the cover. So it's quite dark, but if you see the bunnies illuminated, and we're making way still. So that's it.
Did you come to her with that concept, or was it like more
No, actually,
collaborative?
I kind of just did. No, I told her like what the album's about, like the theme and what I'm going for and the feel, and then she just cooked it. I just like it's better to give artists free reign because if I gave her like a box, then she'd have to stay within the confines. But she just went crazy. So I actually love that cover art, man. It's my favorite art of like all the albums I've ever dropped. That's my favorite.
It's interesting. There's like you said that she pens cartoons, is it? But there is actually so much more depth in the art that she's put into this, and like even like you said, it's quite dark, and overall the colors are quite dark. I mean, you've got even things like the flowers and stuff, and like you mentioned,
Mm.
the stars. So that's yeah, that's wicked. How did you find her?
You know what? I was just scrolling through TikTok one day, and then I saw her like one of her comics, and I just thought it was really nice. I thought it was cute, so like I saved it or whatever, and then I sent it to someone, and I was like, "Do you like this?" And they liked it. So then I went and checked out her Instagram. I can't remember how many followers she had, but not many, man. She had like 30, maybe 60K followers, and now she's got millions. So like she's going crazy, man. I'm proud of her, but she's really sick, genuinely,
Yeah, I feel like you've got on that early. Also, again, if you have the
100%.
record, then there's the credits to her at the bottom, at the back. Yeah, and also like just the overall design as well. I love like all of this. Is that all? That wasn't her. Was that you picking?
No, no, we I have a in-house design. He basically went and searched up like old archives of British texts and different types of British texts, and then he literally got them out of like archived old, really classic. It's crazy, like hundreds of years ago text, and then cut them up and yeah, spelled out the album name. So he went crazy as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he went in. Yeah, I have to say big ups to Thorn Records as well. Thanks for your question. All right, AJ, let's get into the record.
Yeah,
It's been a minute since an album. Is it 4 years?
yeah, 4 years, man. 4 years,
That's is that how long
ages.
the album's been in the making, or was it a decision?
Like Like kind of. I just took some time off, but like in my time off, I was still like recording. I was still going to the studio. I feel like you just like if you're a rapper, even if you're taking time off, you gotta go to the studio. So I was kind of making an album, kind of not, and then I started to compile it. I'd say it took about 2 years. I'd say it took about 2 years, but there's some records on there. Like one of the songs, Jeff Hardy, that's about roughly 7 years old. So I just re-recorded that. It was an old demo. Just re-recorded it and then polished it up a little bit, got it on there.
Was the way you approached this album, was it like, did you have an idea in mind, or did you know that those tunes were going to end up on it, or were you like going back through the archives randomly? Like, how did you approach this one?
I think I had like a theme that I was going for. Obviously, the theme is like Trace Man from England and like describing what my experience is of being British. And I feel like things like the song Third Time Lucky, like these kind of topics, I wanted to tackle these topics. So I kind of just sat down, had a whiteboard in the studio, and then I went through the topics and tried to make a song relevant to that topic, and then tried again to make a better one. And I kept doing that until I had the best version of each topic, if that makes sense. That's kind of how we did it.
I can't lie, Third Time Lucky caught me off guard, and it's quite early in the record as well,
Yeah.
isn't
No, I
it? Yeah,
know.
it literally is third.
It's an emotional one, but you know what it is. I feel like with my music, it's always very like happy, gassed, exciting. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes you gotta like just show people real life and hopefully give people strength in showing people how I feel. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
an emotional one, and for those who haven't heard it yet, it's sort of a tribute to your mum. Um, was she the first person that you showed it?
You're not actually. She was probably the last person to hear it. It's crazy. I showed it to her like an hour before the song came out, and I wanted her to hear it as it come out, but I didn't want to ambush her. So I was like, an hour before, I'm just like, let me just send it to you, and I just sent her the link, and I just said, listen to this, and she was like confused, like, what is this? And then she listened to it, and then yeah, man, obviously it was. She loves it now. I think at the time she felt a little bit not ambushed, but you know what I'm saying, a little bit surprised, but she understands that it's going to help a lot of people to hear that, and people who are going through something similar, they might be able to draw some strength from that. So yeah, she's happy now.
Yeah, there's a lot in it. I can understand why it's probably a lot to take in, because it's not just like a swift mention. There's quite a lot of
Yeah.
detail in there, and I think it's really honest and more vulnerable than you're used to hearing rappers, especially third track into the record. But I think stuff like that adds so much more depth. And then obviously you've got like the big hitters and the Georgia Smith collaboration. Back with people like Zoo, Heady One, and H. When it comes to collaborations, how do you approach them? Is it like by chance, or is it more purposeful than that?
I think sometimes it's by chance. Sometimes I'll just be hanging out with my mates, and my mates just happen to be sick musicians, and we just make a bang up. Now that's genuinely what happens. But I think with this album in particular, I was like, the first feature I had in my head for this album was Georgia. I was like, I need Georgia on this record because she's like what encapsulates British. She's obviously mixed Caribbean heritage like myself. And I just felt it just made so much sense to get her on a record. So when she said yes, I was gassed, and I was like, cool, this is going to be a big one. Obviously, it did what it did. I'm very proud of that record. I think with Heady and H, I basically had a record and I was like, separately, I can hear H on this and I can hear Heady on this. So let me just hit them and see if they're on it. And both of them were like, yeah, of course. That's it. They came studio, laid it. With the man them, we were recording on a farm with MTP Zoo and that. We were on a farm in Oxford. And then I had all the man them chilling, having a drink, whatever. And then I was like, one of the members, X, if anyone doesn't know, like, doesn't rap anymore in it. So we all kind of had to convince him to get on the record. Like, yo, we're all on it. You got to be on this. And then he done it and he killed it, man. So I was gassed. And then Nems, me and Nems were in studio. We was chopping it up on DM, cooked that one up, and mastering. He basically
This is, by the way, let me just jump in here. At the end of the album, because I don't know, when I first know who our guest is going to be, I listen like full album, kind of blind. I just want to listen through like as the record. And when I had this song, I've heard this song since it's like demo form. I've known Peace for a
have
minute.
you, yeah?
And
Okay.
I was just like, oh my God, this song is out. And I have AJ Tracey to thank for this. So thank
Masterpiece
you.
is cold. Masterpiece is so cold. I'm not gonna lie, he's very cold. But I said to him, I was like, yo, bro, like I want to make something. The kind of vibe I want to make is like, like a little Britpop kind of FIFA rhythm. And then he's like, bro, I got something in the locker. He sent it over. I was like, yeah, this is tough. And I said, I just vocaled it, sent it back. I was like, you rocking with it? And he liked it. So that was it, man.
This is a special tune. It's one that like me and a few people hold close to our heart. And obviously, when a tune that you've been hearing live for you just can't get a hold of it anywhere, and it's come out and now it's in its like full form, like where an artist knows where it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be elevated. And yeah, you've done that. So I just, yeah, again, my sincerest thanks.
Big up masterpiece, man. Because it's, you know, it is as well. It's very humble of him to allow me to have the record because it was his record. You know what I'm saying? So that's very humble of him. I appreciate it, and I feel like he's an intelligent artist. Because at the end of the day, if we're putting out an album and he feels like he'll get the spotlight, deserves being on the album, and it's something I can bring to it, then he did that, and that's really cool, bro. Because sometimes you have a record and you're like, yo, this is mine. I don't want to. No one can touch it, and maybe it never comes out. You know what I'm saying? And then he just did the right thing in my opinion, and I think the record's amazing. So very gassed with that one.
I also have to ask you, so the album title, Don't Die Before You're Dead, it feels like almost like it's a saying that should have already been coined or penned. Is it
Yeah.
something that you heard and you thought, actually that resonates, or is it something that you like wrote and thought? And at what point did this become the title of the record?
I had the title before I even thought of one song that was going to be on the album. Yeah, and when I thought of the title, I thought this must be a phrase that I've heard somewhere because this is such a cold phrase. Like, where did this come from? So I started googling it. No one's really said it. There's no album called that. There's no single called that. So I was like, okay, where did I hear this? Then I don't know where I heard it. Maybe someone, you know, sometimes you hear something somewhere and subconsciously it just gets embedded in your mind. Then you think you created it. I don't think I created it, but I don't know where it came from. But it just made all the sense in the world. So I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's obviously resonated with you. Um, what does it mean to you?
It just means if you was to invert the saying, like don't die before you're dead, it basically means like live while you're alive. You know what I'm saying? So it just means live your life. Don't worry about what everyone else is thinking. Like nothing really matters. Like there's so many people on this planet. The universe is so big and expansive. Who cares like what people think? Just do what you love. Enjoy your life. That's literally what it means.
Do you think you've been living your life by this saying?
100%. As of recent, not originally, I'll be honest, but like as of recent, definitely. Since I thought of the album title, that's kind of the point in my life I was at. I was like, this is the point in my life where I've been successful. I'm really grateful for my life. I've now seen Tottenham win a trophy. Like I can not I can sign out, but like I can chill now. I don't have to like worry about what other people think. I can just do what I love, and I've been living by that, and I'm really happy genuinely. So I would advise everyone tries it out if you can.
It is a mantra, penned
Yeah,
by
it is.
AJ Tracey, a
Mm-hmm.
stamp in life. Okay, well, you touched on Spurs, so I've got to ask, and I've got to pull you up on this because as a fellow Spurs fan, Tottenham fan, you've got Friday Prayer, which, to be fair, Cold Like Cole Palmer on a pen is a bar, but I have to say, where's the Spurs references?
Hey, I will tell you that I've done so many Spurs references in my music, yeah, that eventually the fans are gonna be like, bro, we get it. You love Tottenham, like, come on, say something else. And you know what? For me, if you're an England player, I'm always gonna big you up because I support England as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So Cole Palmer can get in there. That's calm. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? It made
Okay.
sense anyway, man. And I wrote that song when I wrote that, he was on his streak of just scoring infinite penalties. So I'm like, yeah, he's got to go in there.
Facts, yeah, fine. I'm a Cole Palmer super fan as well, so there we go.
Fair play, fair play.
Has there been a surprising fan favorite since the release of the album? One that you were like, I did not know that would be the one that people would be after?
Yeah, it's funny because the usually in my head, which is a bit like stereotypical of me, but I think like cool. People who are chilling in the park having a drink, you might like red wine. Then the people who are like trying to turn up in the mosh pit might like Jeff Hardy or Prem Proven. But actually, I was wrong. Actually, everyone loves chat rooms, which is great. I love chat rooms too, so I'm great. I'm really happy about that. But like a lot of females have been telling me they like Prem Proven,
Yeah.
which which spun my head a little bit because obviously it's probably one of the more aggressive songs on there. But that's great for me. I love it. Let's break the barriers, break the stereotypes. I think all the music's for everyone. So for me, chat rooms being a fan favorite is amazing because that's one of my favorites on there as well. So I'm gassed about
Yeah,
that.
big fan. I've got it on my list. All right. I've seen
Legend.
lots of questions coming in, even though I swear I could talk to you forever. We've got PC on the Record Club's YouTube. It says, "Hello AJ, how do you like collaborating with your cousin Big Zoo on your new songs?"
Yeah, man, that's my guy. Obviously, he's family. He's also one of my favorite MCs. When he's spitting on grime, he's one of the best in my opinion. And obviously, he's family. I'm gonna be biased, but it's just fun to work with your family and like seeing YouTube views and numbers come in with your family is just a different feeling. I'll be real, and we can always perform that forever together now, which is lovely.
Yeah, big up, big Zoo every time.
Yeah, man.
Cam on Facebook says, "This feels like a much more personal album lyrically. Did you have to adjust your writing process to accommodate that shift, or did it come naturally to you? And was it harder to release it into the world due to its personal nature?"
100%. It was much harder. When I wrote Third Time Lucky, I kind of told all my friends, because I was in the studio of like 10, 15 people. I told them, yo, you lot got to take a walk or something. You got to take a break. I need to write this on my own because it's too hard. It's too hard to really fully express yourself. Well, for me anyway, like in front of loads of people, do you know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm talking about my mum, who I hold dear to myself. So like, yeah, everyone had to leave the studio. I wrote that. And even hearing it back, the first like, I don't know, man, the first like 20 times I heard it back, my eyes kept watering. So I'm like, how am I going to perform this if I can't like get through the song? Do you know what I'm saying? But I got over it. And obviously, because my mum likes the song and she's happy by it, and my mum's happy and healthy right now, everything's cool. It's easier for me to perform the song now. So that I definitely did have to adjust my writing process.
I remember I was listening out and about to that one, and I literally had to like sort of very
Yeah. Take a break, innit?
reload it in a
Yeah.
way. Yeah, I was like, whoa. I wasn't ready for that. Let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Jamie on Instagram says, what song from the album are you looking forward to performing live the most?
Red Wine, definitely. I talked to Masterpiece already. I told him, yo, if you're about, then we got to do that at some festivals. And then probably Prem Proven and Jeff Hardy, because I love a mosh pit. Like, if anyone who's been to my shows knows that we love mosh pit. So that one's definitely going to go crazy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them.
Huge. Craig on X says, what's your biggest source of inspiration when in the studio?
My two biggest sources of inspiration are when I go out with my mates, because obviously if I'm having a good time and living life, then that's what's gonna, get the creative juices flowing. And then the other thing is football, not just Tottenham, but just football in general. Watching football, seeing them do amazing things, seeing amazing moments in football always like gasses me up.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, thank you everyone for your questions. I did have a couple more to ask you before I let you go, because Westlife has to be a big one. We've not touched on it. It's one that you've been performing even acoustic versions. I've seen the visuals as well, which hit pretty hard, the black and white.
Yeah,
Talk to me about
shaved
that
head
one,
AJ.
the 90s references as well. Just tell me about that tune.
Yeah, cool. So Westlife, basically, the producer showed me the song, Hold Tight Remedy, that's my producer, him and Nathaniel. They showed me the rhythm, and their specialty is like taking vocal chops, like R&B soulful vocal chops, like a grimy rhythm. So they made Crush as well. And when they made Westlife, I was like, yo, this is hard, whatever. I got some bars for this. And I actually had used those bars already on a different song, unreleased, obviously, with like another artist, someone massive that everyone would have loved to hear. But unfortunately, the hackers were at work and they hacked the song and they ruined these lyrics, used them on this song. But yeah, the hook is just a reference to all the kind of bands I grew up listening to. Obviously TLC, Westlife, obviously in the name. So I'm saying Spice Girls. So for me, it's like it's just a play on words, but also it's a song which is kind of like an ode to West London, as I always do, and also an ode to just like when I was younger, how I used to like them. Like a girl might be from South London, but like I'm from West. I got to show you how we do it over here. Do you know what I'm saying? That's basically the angle.
Yeah, mate, I like love all the references. Feels so nostalgic, but kind of like fresh at the same
Yeah.
time. Also, I always want to know, is there a song on the album? So if people are like big fans of the record, is there a song on the album that almost didn't make it for whatever reason?
Yeah, there's actually a few. Prem Proven almost didn't make it just because I love gassed up rhythms, yeah, but it felt a little bit like too gassed. I don't know, like, you can never be too gassed, but I felt too gassed for the record. Like, I felt like the record's quite introspective and quite reflective, and then like this one's a little bit like just classic bragging AJ, you know what I'm saying? But that is what I'm known for classically. So for me to leave that off the album felt a bit weird, you know what I'm saying? So I had to put that one on. And the intro also, we had some difficulty with technical music stuff. So that one almost never came out. But that intro, out of sight, I actually love that record as well. So I'm glad it made it on there.
Look, sometimes you need a tune that makes you feel like a baddie as well when you're actually singing it as
100%.
well. So there we go.
100%.
And finally, whereabouts are you? Or I'm actually only allowed to have one more.
Cool.
Let's go with the anime nods in there throughout. Is that
Cool.
just because you're an anime super fan, or what's that?
I'm just a weeb, as they call us, weeb. I'm just a super anime fan, and to be honest, it's like for me, it's genuinely a lifestyle. Like I go home and I switch off from like music, and I just watch anime, read manga, or play anime orientated games. Like that's actually my life. That's what I do. So when I put it in the lyrics, it's cool because obviously now it's cool to watch anime, innit? Everyone thinks it's trendy, but before when it was only for nerds, I was always repping from the beginning. Like go back through the catalog, it's been a constant theme. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man,
You
real
know
life.
what? I'm pleased you're repping. It's not anime for me, or I don't know. I was like Dragon Ball Z girl, or like Pokemon or whatever.
Come on,
But I feel like it's similar worlds, so gotta rep it. What
it
do you
is, it
call
is
us?
same one, same one.
Weebs.
Weebs, yeah, weebs. That's what it's called. It's
We
just someone who's someone who's into anime.
got it. Okay. Well, that
Yeah,
is all we have time for today. You're off to Hyde Park now. Don't want to make you late to
yeah.
that. Um,
I appreciate you. Thank you.
But obviously, we need everyone at home, if you're listening, locked in, make sure to get your hands on a physical copy of Don't Die Before You're Dead now that this episode's over. Pick one up from your local record store. Also, before we go, actually, we have to announce that the winner of this week's Bowers and Wilkins wireless headphones prize is Cam on Facebook. So please slide into the Record Club's DMs. We'll get those headphones to you. My name's Jess Iszatt. Thank you everyone for joining us, sending in your questions. This and all previous episodes are available to watch back on Spotify or YouTube. I will see you at the next episode of the Record Club. But AJ Tracey, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.